Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, everybody. We are a Draconian of the Human. We're level 24. As you can see, we have 3 orbs of power. We are standing in front of the Golden Gates to the realm of Zot, and we're ready to go inside and see if we can pick up a victory with this character. This character is a massive spellcaster that is punctuated by air magic, and the crown jewel of our collection is Tornado, but we do have Iron Shot, Orb of Destruction, Airstrike, other brutal spells, Lightning Spire, to help us get through. We are currently in the business of training, fighting, and spellcasting, merely to raise both our hit points and our magic points. But everything else is pretty much set for this character. We're ready to try to collect a 3-rune victory, so the goal is not to die. Now, our potion collection is pretty good. We have 3 potions of haste, 16 curing, 8 heal wounds, invisibility, resistance, 1 potion of magic. Our scroll situation gives us 8 teleports, 2 blinks. Our equipment says this, and it's okay. We never really got any artifact gear. I mean, look at us. We're just all normal. Hey, Imholic. Good evening, my friend. How you doing? Good to see you. Our rings are pretty bad, but the reason we have on what we have on is we have basically 1 pip in every resistance we would want, except for resist corrosion. I'm doing great, Imholic. Thanks for asking. How are you? Hey, JR, good evening. How you doing, my friend? And our will is bad. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to give it a shot. That's great, JR. I'm glad to hear that. The lock on the realm of Zot glows eerily. We're diving in. You insert the barnacled rune into the lock. Heavy smoke blows from the lock. Oh, good, JR. Yeah, I figured I'd mix it up a little bit, you know, and get back into Slime Rancher. Just give it a shot, and I think it'll be fun. You insert the Serpentine rune into the lock. With a soft hiss, the gate opens wide. Oh, wow, Imholic. Well, I'm very humbled to have that honor from you, my friend. I know what you mean. It is very important to save time and prioritize, given how precious a resource time is. It's so hard to get. And here we are. Okay, so we are in Zot 1. Hey, Peacock, good evening. How you doing? We're giving it a shot here. We're on Zot 1, Peacock. You'll notice that when you enter Zot, you get this kind of debuff on you called the Orb, which, if you look at it, you can mouse over it now, which is just another testament to how good they've done with this game, making it more user-friendly. I just mouse over this, and it explains you are near or perhaps holding the Orb of Zot, whose energies disrupt translocation magic. Teleportation will take longer, and passage of Galubria portals will be less accurately positioned and expire more quickly. So, what this means is that if you try to teleport to get out of trouble, it takes longer, and it does. It's noticeable. Now, the one thing it doesn't say here is that you cannot use controlled blink. And so I'm not sure about that. Like, if I use a blink scroll, will it be uncontrolled, or does that only go into effect if I'm holding the orb, or is that not a thing anymore? I mean, they took controlled blink out of the game as a spell you can cast, so maybe they just don't worry about it, given that the scroll is the only way you can do it. Oh, perfect, Imholic. Yeah, I try to create a really relaxed and chill environment that can act as a sleep aid and give you pleasant dreams. That's the goal here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, right away, this is what happened. We stepped around the corner in Zot, and we saw an orb of fire. Okay, so orbs of fire are generally regarded as one of, if not the hardest enemies in the game. And here's one right here on Zot 1. They're usually a little bit deeper. So Zot 1, it's not unheard of course, it happens, but it's unfortunate. Hey, Curried Favor, good evening, my friend. I know, Peacock, we are starting strong, and you can see I'm feeling clumsy because he mutated us. So he gave us Dex -2, which, to be fair, if I'm going to get mutated, this is about the best mutation that I'm going to see. So, here's what we need to do. We're going to go ahead and cast Tornado and get it going. Then, what I'm going to do is cast, Lightning Bolt, I guess, and do it like that. But let me just make sure that the Orb of Fire is, like, susceptible to energy. Oh, great, Imholic. The events have started already? Perfect. I'm excited to check those out. Alright, so here we are. It's an Orb of Fire. It can fly, so airstrike seems reasonable against it. It is flying. It's immune to electricity, so lightning bolt seems terrible. Alright, so good refresher. So in terms of spells we want to use, Iron Shot is great always against Orb of Fire, but there's a Death Cob in my way. So what we're going to do is just kind of airstrike this thing. Alright, and hope that the tornado picks this guy up and throws him around. Now you can see even the Orb of Fire is getting thrown around by our tornado, which is pretty fun. Okay, and there we go, we got it. It is cool, Curried Favor. I mean, it's a nice testament to Tornado. As Snackman was saying, the problem with Tornado is that it takes a few turns to build up into power. But yeah, it did do a lot of damage to it. So we ended up killing the Orb of Fire and the Death Cob and the Moth of Wrath, all with our Tornado. And we got out of our drain, and we went up to level 25, so that's really good. The only mutation we got was the Clumsy, so that's also fantastic. Now, Green Draconian is poison type, so we can just go ahead and, you know, throw stuff at this guy. Like, I can just airstrike him and airstrike him again, and he's gone. Now, I'm going to leave, by the way, and come back in. I have to get my magic points back. It's a crying shame that they all know where I am. Tornado is loud. It's not like the loudest spell, but if you see, it's very loud. So it's not as loud as Lightning Bolt, but it's the second loudest spell that I have. So everyone knows where I'm at, which is another detriment to it. But then again, like, Shatter is very loud as well, I'm sure. Everybody knows when you did that. Alright, so let's do it again. Let's get a tornado up. There's also an alarm trap right here, which is a shame. Let's kill the Moth of Wrath, and let's start just blasting Oh boy, look at this. We're getting everybody in here. We're getting tentacled monstrosities. We're getting dragons. All right, we got to kill the monstrosity. Okay, we got him. Let's kill this guy. We got him. And let's just kill... actually, I can just lightning bolt right through him. That killed him. And then I'm going to leave. And we'll bring this Draconian shifter with us. That's fine. Oh, you're right, Peacock. It does, doesn't it? So Peacock's reminding us that Shatter has its own flavor text for how explosively loud it is. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with the fact that a top-level spell, like Tornado, a 9th level spell, is going to be loud. Hey, Fiery Snipe. What's up, my friend? How you doing? Good evening. All right, we're going to blast that guy, and we're done. We're still marked, so I'm just going to rest and take care of the mark. Oh, a Shadow Dragon has decided to come in here. So I'm going to drop a Lightning Spire. Oh, there's a bunch of guys who came in here. Interesting. And we'll just bounce some lightning off. So the lightning will get a rebound effect on the Shadow Dragon. And the Shadow Dragon just got nearly annihilated. I'm going to throw an orb. Nah, I can't hit with an Orb of Destruction. Let's just go ahead and Iron Shot this Stone Giant. And then I can Airstrike the Shadow Dragon, and he's dead. And then there we go. All right, so those guys all died. So we had a little bit of fun outside the Realm of Zot with some extra enemies. They're gone. Let me dive back in and see what we have. So we're looking at a yellow Draconian and 2 Cobs, and that is totally fine. I'm actually going to try to do something a little bit less insane. And, oh, never mind. Okay. Well, I tried to get funny, but I can't. I need to go ahead and just Tornado. So let's start getting these Death Cobs and everybody around the area the thrill of Tornado. Oh, okay, so this guy made it. So let's just Iron Shot him. And here they come. So I'm going to step out and rest. Oh, great, Peacock. I know what you mean. I mean, I've been playing this whole time, you know, but at the same time, when I first dipped into version 0.26, the Boulder Beetle took me by complete surprise. And revised spells, no hunger. I mean, it felt like I was playing a different game in some respects. So I feel you. I'm glad you kicked a hiatus. I hope the game has been as gentle as it can be on you. Alright, so now I'm getting constricted, so I'm going to go ahead and Tornado. Now, the nice thing about Tornado, especially with Tentacled Monstrosity, is that when you're constricting it, when it tries to constrict you, it can't because it's being thrown around by the winds. So you don't have to worry about the damage it does from constriction or the being held in place. You can just kind of stand here. Now, he is going to constrict me this turn, but I believe that when he gets moved next turn, the constriction will step off. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, see, it goes away. All right, cool. There's a Moth of Wrath, and we can just airstrike that. Here comes a gold dragon. I'm going to leave because Tornado puts a kind of a timer on you, so it's like you can't just spam cast it. It has a cooldown. It puts a little debuff that you see in yellow minus Tornado. That means you can't cast it yet. So I just kind of go out, I get it back, and then I jump back in. That's a great question, Curried Favor. No, lots of changes are normal in the sense that there's usually 2 patches at least per year, I believe, like 2 versions a year, something like that. Maybe 3, I think 2. And they make changes between the versions, but sometimes it's like not massive changes. But 2.6 was a really big change, at least in my opinion. I could be wrong on some of the timing. Yeah, see, there's already, as Peacock's saying, there's already a new race in Trunk. They're taking out cursed items, I believe, altogether. They're reworking Ashenzari as a result of that. So there's a lot of shakeup going, which is honestly one of the reasons I really think this is a great game, because it's being revised over time. You know, I've been playing for nearly 10 years, but at the same time, it's different because they evolve it. I know, isn't that crazy? I got that win with the Halfling, and then they took it out. But I'm glad to get a win with a Halfling. I could be wrong, but the way I read it, I think Snack was saying that, like, part of the reason they took out Halfling was a intentional decision to disassociate the game from Tolkien's universe. So they're taking out, like, dwarves, halflings, and elves in some respect to make it its own fantasy entity apart from the usual races or species that you would see in a Tolkien-inspired thing. But I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe they just wanted to shake it up. All right. So here comes a yellow Draconian, and I'll just give him Iron Shot. It seems sufficient, and it is. And then we can just airstrike that. Okay, Tentacle Monstrosity is going to take something a little bit spicier. We'll just go ahead and drop this. And Iron Shot, Iron Shot, Iron Shot. Let me step... No, I can't step away. All right, fine. Let me get my magic back. This is a very funny entrance into Zot. I'm just doing a lot of... stair dancing here. I'm with you, Peacock. I don't think they added much to the game either. That's all they had was slinging. I guess if you wanted to be really sneaky, you could do like a stabber build, but that's just not really the type of game that I like to play. And if you are going to do that, Spriggan just seems better, but I don't know. No. Let me see. I'm full up on my inventory. All right, let's drop some stuff. Oh, I forgot that I had this hat. Oh, but I'm not wearing it for a good reason, I think. I do have some artifact rings, actually. The problem is they're just only okay. All right, let me drop some potions. I know I have, like, potions of Berserk Rage, which I'll never use. And then I have, yeah, I mean, I don't think any of these are going to work anymore. Let me get rid of this ring. It's a very good question, Fiery Snipe. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I have to do it at a point when I have so much pizza that I can play for longer than like 30 minutes without running out of stuff to do. Anti-magic Morningstar. Yeah. Alright. Not quite. Let's move around. And let's see what we can see. There's nothing like seeing artifact robes and being a caster and thinking to yourself, that might be nice, and then remembering I'm a Draconian. However, I gotta say, as much as I would, like, moan about not being able to wear robes, I have a 27 armor class as a spellcaster. It's pretty sick. Alright, I'm gonna just cast Orb of Destruction. Man, my Orb of Destruction is hitting a wall. I mean, I don't understand that. Maybe you just can't cast it next to a wall? That's very weird. Okay. The orb of destruction just needed to go straight, and it just kept hitting a wall. Hey, hey! David Michael, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I really appreciate that. Oh, you've been watching the Underrail playthrough as you were playing it? Oh, man. That's great. I'm glad you have enjoyed that series and kept watching. Great to have you here for the stream. Yeah, Underrail is so good. I cannot believe it. My friend Puppet Jam of the channel gave me the game, and as you can see, David, I'm still playing it. I mean, it's got so much content, it's ridiculous. But boy, I am really glad somebody brought it to my attention, because it's fantastic. I just got to Core City, and I'm exploring it, and I'm kind of like in over my head a little bit. It's a large place. All right, Death Cobb. Should I go bowling here? Nah, there's no reason to. Let's just lightning bolt this guy. Or iron shot. Sometimes lightning bolt just doesn't do the damage you want. Even if you don't care about how noisy it is, it's just sometimes not super damaging. What is my hat? Oh, my hat lets me see invisibility, which is the only way I can see invisible. Although I could probably just switch to the other hat and then flip on the see invisible if I need to see invisible, you know? White Draconian. And a hat. Alright, let's just give him... Let's step down here and just... Man. There we go. Here they come. The Draconian Brigade. Honestly, I could just beat these guys up with my staff. I forget that my staff is actually pretty strong. I leveled up, like, my staff skill a bit. Alright, let's dive down. We did it. That was Zot 1. That was really hard. Oh my gosh. Okay. So keep your eye on this room, everybody. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Draconians standing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually 7, and 2 Moths of Wrath. Now this would be a really difficult situation, but I just push 2 buttons. I push Z to bring up my spells, and then I push A to start a tornado. Now the Moth of Wrath has made this Black Draconian monk berserk, as you can see, but I'm just going to start airstriking things and let the tornado rip through these guys. It's still swirling around madly. And, oh yes, everything is dead, and it's dead. That is tornado, everybody. So we even had to kill a dragon at the end, but it's gone. So the idea is the tornado lifts everything into the air, and you can then airstrike. Anything that's flying takes extra damage from airstrike. Oh, man. David Michael, thanks again for the super chat, my friend. I really appreciate that. So generous. That's awesome. Oh, you got distracted by Monster Hunter Rise? You know what? I know. I'm the same way, David. I get distracted from games all the time. I've been notorious for doing that my whole life. But the cool thing about doing them on YouTube is that people just, like, will ask me, hey, what's going on with that game? And then I'll get back into it. I'll play because I want to just keep finishing the videos for viewers, and it keeps me focused. It's so great. Monster Hunter Rise, how is that, David? I hear it's fantastic. Everyone I've talked to about that says it's great, and says that it's actually the best entry point into the Monster Hunter series. Alright, I'm going to get my magic back. Alright, there's a Zot trap. Now, this is a funny point to reference, you know, how Peacock was just saying earlier he feels kind of old playing the game. I do too, but I remember when these Zot traps, when I would see these in the game, number one, they used to appear more frequently and on different floors of the dungeon, and they would be game-endingly devastating. They could do things that you wouldn't even believe. So bad. Drain your stats, mutate you, on and on. And I would just be like in a constant state of terror if there was a Zot trap on the screen. Now they really have muted them to where I'm not even necessarily bothered by them. Maybe I should be, but just not the same level of fear at all. All right, Iron Shot, Iron Shot, Iron Shot, and Iron Shot. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. Everyone, look at this disaster. Alright, I'm on Zot 2 right now, just calmly going about my business, and I've just been shafted 2 floors to Zot 4. Okay, Peacock, well, I think I need that kind of a check. I need to be reminded that they can still devastate me and stop disrespecting. Actually, to anyone who's playing Dungeon Crawl for the first time, or, you know, it's always a good reminder, don't do what I just did. Never get cocky in this game about anything, or it will kill you. This is fun, so let's push enter, Curried Favor, and see where we end up. Okay, so here we are. So we are now on Zot 4. Luckily, all of these enemies here are asleep and don't know that I'm here. They will in about 1 second, but for now they don't. Now remember I was talking earlier about my hat with See Invisible and thinking about swapping it? Thank God I didn't, because this ghost moth would be invisible otherwise, so we can at least see it. Now I need to read a scroll of magic mapping right away. Everything is, no, only the ghost moth woke up. So here I am, and all of the ways out are over here. So I'm actually going to just drink a potion of haste and start running. The ghost moth has lovingly taken all of my magic, right? So I'm basically useless at this point. So I just need to run as fast as my draconian legs will carry me with this haste potion and dive over here to get up the steps. Okay. So now we're on Zot 3. That was terrifying. And then we need to... Yeah, the ghost moth is terrifying, Curried Favor. I mean, so I had to drink a haste potion so I could outrun all those enemies. Remember, in Zot, you cannot teleport quickly, and Blink doesn't work the way that you want. Isn't that true, Peacock? You gotta keep the music happy. The dragon could be my dad. It could be. David. I mean... It's fair enough. Because I'm a Draconian, right? And we could have a relationship. And maybe it was, because it didn't kill me. I don't know if this is going to be some kind of Oedipal thing where I am going to have to kill my father. It might be. In Dungeon Crawl, you tend to really have a scorched earth policy where you leave nothing alive. And that's scary, but that's the merciless approach you have to take if you want to get the orb. Now, I need to map this level and look for the way out. And we can see it right here. Wow, look at this shape for the floor. It's awesome. I should go test that out. I'm going to have to, David. It's going to... you know what I mean? It's like inevitable that I will have to confront that dragon again. These walls are rock, so can I dig through? Actually, I don't really need to. There's a staircase right here. So let's just hit it. There's a ghost moth, but it's just by itself, so I can staff it, and we're good. So here's the stairs back up to Zot 2. Now, here's how my decision making is going to go right here. I have 10 magic points back out of my 41 after the ghost moth has drained me. I'm actually going to rest right here before I go back up to Zot 2. The reason is I need to get as much magic back as I can, and unfortunately, I wasn't even that far into my exploration of Zot 2 before I got shafted. So if I go up these stairs, and just as a reminder to newer players or people who've never seen this game before, the yellow asterisk in the upper right corner of a staircase means that you've never gone up it before. So the floor above is unknown to me, so I could be walking into a death trap. Hey, Dr. Clutch. Good evening. How you doing, my friend? So I'm going to rest, and just luckily I was able to get all of my magic back, and then I am going to go up again. Oh, wow. Look at this little room that I found. This is like, you know when you're playing Resident Evil and you find those safe rooms and it has that real chill music and there's a box and you know that nothing can attack you in there and it's like one of the only places in the game you can chill out? This is almost like that. There's these fountains I can go to refresh myself. I don't know what this is doing, but it's a great room to find. That's good, Dr. Clutch. Oh my gosh. So you were playing Felid, Zeratak, and you got hit by a 10-headed Hydra? Yeah, I have had no luck, Zeratak, with Felid. Every time I get killed. I love the idea of it, I just stink with it. Dr. Clutch, this game is called Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. It is an entirely free-to-play, old-school, roguelike, dungeon crawly RPG game that is brutally difficult. It's so hard that I believe over 99% of all games started end in death. That's how low the win rate is. You know what, David? I think you just blew my mind right there. I'd like to believe that's the case, David. But the danger in this game can be very real and very on the screen. But I like that attitude. I need to keep that attitude, David, of just overcoming the psychological terror. So luckily, too, the staircase that I found in this like chill room was right below the way that I came down initially to Zot 2 where I tornadoed. And so most of the enemies are gone. It's a gold dragon, everybody. I wonder if I can bowl around the corner. Probably not. Nah. It was a good try. Yeah, see, Curried Favor, that's so amazing. Like, I cannot believe how awesome you did with that Felid. I don't have any wins with a Spriggan Stabber either. I got really, really far with my Spriggan Stabber. It was actually on stream, furthest I ever got, and then I got killed by, oh god, oop, oop, oop. This guy's beating me up. Okay. Let me just hit him with acid. There we go. Phew. I can't just casually staff that Death Cob down. His name is Death Cob, so I got killed by a Juggernaut with my Spriggan, and it was awful. Okay. Alright, here come the baddies. So let's just summon this and start putting electricity all around here. Ooh, they're all coming in. Interesting. Okay. This isn't doing anything. That's true, Curried. How many lives did you have left? Yeah, Peacock. It was brutal. It wasn't a love tap either. I was trying to pass wall, and I got killed halfway through the wall. That's actually pretty good, Zero Attack, to make it all the way to the Orcish the Orcish mines or the lair with your Phalid. Sounds like you're doing well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cast Tornado and see if we can just get these Draconians out of my business. It didn't go as well as I'd planned. All right, we need to get out of here. I'm also slow. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to Acid all the way through. And then let's just Acid again, like that. Step back. Oh, wow. You had 4 deaths, Curried Favor? That's hilarious. Hey, 5 left. 5 left. That's definitely further Zero Attack than I've ever made it. I'm in Ohio, Dr. Clutch. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. It's hard to read the text, but this green Draconian Annihilator just threw a crystal spear and hit his buddy, the purple Draconian, for 4 exclamation points. 4 exclamation points is just about the most damage you can do. I've seen 5 before with a backstab, but that is ridiculous. So thanks for that, buddy. You killed your friend. Just for me. All right. I appreciate that. Just a love tap indeed, David Michael. They'll meet together in Draconian heaven. Now, actually, David Michael, to your point earlier, these enemies are actually all Draconian, which is the same species as me, so these could very well be my family members, and they don't understand what I'm doing. But I have to destroy the Orb of Zot, even if it means murdering my family. It's really dark. All right. There we go. What stage am I in the game? It is the greater good, David. You got to do what you got to do. I'm at the very end of the game, Dr. Clutch. So basically, the purpose of this game, dragon on dragon violence. I know what's going to happen next, Peacock. The purpose of this game is to get the Orb of Zot and pick it up and then escape the dungeon to hopefully destroy the Orb of Zot and ruin Zot, who's like a terrible spellcaster. To do that, you have to get at least 3 runes. And I have these 3 runes, which I collected from other branches of the dungeon. I'd use them to open up this final place called the Realm of Zot, and it has 5 floors. And so I'm methodically clearing them out so that when I escape, basically, which means you have to go backward from the final place in the game all the way back to where you came in, you want to make sure as many enemies along your way have been killed as possible. You know what, David? We've had good discussions about that, which is the morality of the player character in this game is very questionable. No one knows if you're really good or not. So it's up to you. So you can kind of role play what your decision is going to be. You know, are you going to use the Orb of Zot for your own evil purposes and become even more dangerous, or are you a good character? I always try to tell myself that I'm good, but you may be, you know, like 51% good, 49% bad. I don't know. Is Tiamat the mother of all dragons? Okay, yeah, so we're all siblings. Well, there you go. We're all related, so that makes me feel even worse, Curried Favor. Fire background feels really good in 0.26. Yeah, that's interesting, Zero Attack. I haven't started a Fire Mage in a bit. I might think about that. Spellcasting in general just feels great now that you don't have to worry about spell hunger, I have to tell you.